Okay. So now we are going to see about remaining methods of collections class. That means I have left with your sorting methods and searching methods. Already you know what is meant by sorting and what is meant by searching. You have seen these two types of algorithms in your data structures. So here in collections class also we are having two methods. So two related methods for sorting and searching. There are many methods, but I'm going to show you only for sorting one method and for searching one method. So see. So first one. So if you see, we are going to see about sort method. So here, the sort method, already I have explained that every method in collections class is static method. So if you want to call any method of collections class, compulsory you have to use a class name. So here what we are going to say, sort of list. That means in this bracket, I have to pass some list. Okay. So if I'm going to apply sort method, I have to apply on some list. Okay, I will show you directly example. So remember one thing already, while I'm explaining about compare to and compare methods, that means about comparable and comparator, I have given you a important point that if you want to sort a list of elements or a group of elements in ascending order, which is a default natural sorting order, then we have to go for comparable. Sir, if I want to arrange the group of elements in my own order, that means in my customized sorting order, then I have to go to comparator. So in this case, if you see here, what happens? I am not giving any comparator object. So here everything should be homogeneous element. That means the list has to contain only homogeneous elements in this case. That means here we are applying what? Comparable. Internally compare to method will be applied to this sort. If there is any elements in this list which are heterogeneous, then you are going to get what? Class cast exception. So whenever we are going to sort the elements by using this sort, compulsory every element should be homogeneous and there should not be any null. 2 points you have to understand. Here this sorting is going to be done. It is going to do default natural sorting order so that all elements in that list should be homogeneous and null value should not be present in that list. First point. Next, sir, I don't want this default natural sorting order. I want only my order, my customized sorting order. So you have to go to this sorting method that is here. I am going to provide one list. I am going to provide one comparator object. That means what? Here in this comparator, whatever the operator, sorry, whatever the object we are going to pass here, in that corresponding class, I am going to write my customized sorting method. Already we have seen this comparator and comparable. Okay, it is easy to understand. So I will show you the examples for these two sorting methods. Okay, right. So first example. So I'm going to take first method in this example. Okay, now listen. So here I'm going to create what? I'm going to have, I'm going to create one list that is array list L. So here L dot add, that means in my array list, how many things I am going to add? 4 elements I am going to add. So internally already you know how the array list object is going to have, how much is it is going to have by default. All these things we have seen in previous sessions. So ZA, KN are present. So in list, is insertion order is preserved or not? Yes, insertion order is preserved and duplicates are allowed according to list properties. So whatever the order I am going to insert here, in the same order it is going to be printed. So internally how it is? Initially I am going to store what? Initially I am going to store Z. So in your array list, initially you are going to have what? Z. Okay. Next, after that you are going to insert what? A. After that you are going to insert K. Finally you are going to insert what? N. So these are the objects I have inserted and every object is what? A string. Okay. Now if I try to insert this 10, 10 is which type? Integer type. So what I told you, if I want to perform sorting based on the compare to method, compulsory all things should be what? Everything should be in homogeneous. So all these are strings, no problem. If you try to insert this integer, you are going to get what? Class cast exception. And also if you are going to try to insert null, you are going to get null pointer exception. So before sorting, the elements are in this way, it is going to print. If I am going to apply sort, so tell me here, when I am going to apply sort, which sorting technique is going to be implemented? That means default natural sorting order, because I have not provided any comparator object here. So the default natural sorting order will be applied here. Default natural sorting order is nothing but ascending order. So here all these elements are going to be sorted in ascending order. So after applying this sort method to L, all the elements of this L will be sorted. So after sorting, already you know what is meant by sorting. Ascending order means what? According to the Unicodes, the elements that are present in your list is going to be sorted. So first A will be present, after that K, next N, next Z. So finally, if you see this one, you are going to get a sorted order in the list after applying the sort method. Okay, this is about sort method. Now let us consider again sort method only with comparator object. That means I want to implement my sorting order according to my wish. That means customized sorting order. Now see, I already told you that whenever you are going for customized sorting order, you can have heterogeneous types. So you can have what? Heterogeneous types. Okay, now see, initially I have inserted all the elements Z, A, K, L, 10. So here also if you insert null, it is going to be what? We are going to get null pointer exception. Okay, so we cannot compare null with any other things. Okay, right. Anyway, ZAKL. Here they have taken L, so that let us take in the array list L only. So here what will be there? L will be there. So these are the array list elements up to here. Next, what I am going to insert here? 10. One more element, it is one more object we are going to create, that is what? 10. So up to here, this is the array list we are having. Now, before sorting, I am going to print. What are the elements here? Z, A, K, L, and 10. Okay, here up to here it is fine. Now see here, while I am sorting, I am passing some comparator object. What is this my comparator? My comparator implements what? Comparator. That means whenever I am going to sort the elements that are present in list, it will go to your my comparator class and check for compare object. Again I am repeating, whenever I am going to sort the elements in list L, array list L, I am going to a class called as my comparator, and I have to check for compare method. Okay, so now when I applied sort here, I will go to where? Compare method, which is present in my comparable. So it will come to here. So what here? First initially what is going to be happen? So first these two elements are going to be given to here. So Z and A. So first object is what? Z. So you see here I am going to convert. So Z I am going to store in S1, and S2 what? Object 2 dot to string. That means here also I'm going to convert. These two methods are helpful for converting anything into a string. So here I'm going to do what? OB2 means what? A into string. Already those are strings. Why I'm applying these two things is here we are going to have what? Some other type of objects. So that I'm applying what? String type. I'm going to convert it into string. Anyway, in S1 I'm having Z. In S2 I'm having what? A. Already you know compare to method. When I'm going, let us consider S1 is what? Z is there. So listen carefully. S1 is here, what will be there? Z, sorry. Okay. S1 is Z. Okay. S2 is A. So I am comparing in reverse order. Now tell me, A has to be before or after to Z? After to Z. So what happens? Here after means it will go to positive. It will go to what? Positive. So here the A will be present. So first comparison is completed. In the same way, every element is going to be compared. If we see this small example, what you can understand, it is going to be arranged in descending order. So in the same case, all elements will be compared. And finally, the list is going to be present in this, in the shown, as shown in the example here. See here. What is the output you are going to get? ZLKA 10. How it is going to compare? Whenever comparison has to be done for this one, we are going to compare method of my comparable. Why it has to go to my comparable? Because while sorting, I have passed what? my comparator object. So whenever it is going to apply sort method on this L, it has to go to my comparator and it has to check for compare method and it has to compare the objects. So after comparing all these objects are going to be sorted according to this code. In this code, what is going to be done? They have arranged in descending order. So finally, the list is going to contain what? Descending order. Sorting order is what? Descending order. Just if you place this S1 in the place of S2 and S2 in the place of S1, you are going to get ascending order. Okay. So this is the case how we are going to sorting the elements by using comparator object. So first example, sort example is for what? Default natural sorting order. Here I am going to use what? Comparator objects. Are is it only the way to compare the elements? You can compare any way. Already in default natural sorting order we have seen ascending order, so that in this example I have shown some descending order. You, if you want to write any type of code, you can write here. In the same way it is going to sort the elements. Okay, so this is about sorting. This sort method is present in where? Collections class. So whenever we want to call sort method in a collections class, compulsory we have to use collections dot sort, because sort method is static method. Okay, now, so this is about sorting. Already we have the remaining methods. We have left with our sorting and searching methods. So sorting is completed now. Now I am going to show you searching method. We are having a binary search in our collections class. So the same thing. Above we have seen two methods. One is for default natural sorting order. Second one is for customized sorting order. So here also, whenever you are going to search an element by using a binary search concept, initially the elements has to be in some order. So here the order is the sorting order is going to be default natural sorting order. Here you have passed some comparator object. That means here what happens? Here whatever the order sorting order you are going to give in compare method in my comparator object, that is going to be applicable. Anyway, we are going to see the examples. Now see, in first example you can clearly observe default natural sorting order is going to be applied. So see, so same example I am going to take. So directly I will tell you. Now see, initially Z inserted, A, M, K, small a is inserted. So if you see in L, what is there? Z, A, M, K are present. There is no problem. Now I'm sorting what? L. Did I pass any comparator object with this sorting order? No. So in sorting order, I'm not going to provide any comparator object. So that here, which sorting order is going to be performed? Only default natural sorting order is going to be applied here. Okay, right. Now, next one. So after sorting, what are the elements we can see here? See here. After sorting this L, we are going to get this type, because it is going to follow what? Default natural sorting order. So that we are going to get what? A, K, M, Z, A. These are according to what? According to your Unicodes. Okay. Okay. Anyway. All right. Now, so this is about your default natural sorting order. Now I want to perform searching operation. Okay. Okay. So already we have discussed about things. Somebody are asking doubts, right? Sir, in the place of these alphabets, anyway, these are strings. If you are going to apply a names, they are asking about names. So for example, Shiva is there. SIVA is the one string. Here it is present here. Next one is Rama is there. Here these are two strings. Let us consider I am having. So it will compare what? It will compare according to the alphabets. First, it will compare these two. When comparing these two, where S has to present? After where? Okay. Alphabetical order, it is going to be ordered. Now it is going to be arranged. Okay, that means what? This S has to be after R. Okay, that means Rama will be first, Shiva will be next. So again, some doubt may be arised. Sir, if both are, that means if both names are same, both starting letters are same. For example, here Shiva is there. Here, for example, this Shiva is there. SHI is there. Okay, this Shiva is there. So which one has to be printed first? So first it will compare these two. Both are same. So it is not going to perform any sorting order. It returns 0. Next it will compare I and H. So when compared to I and H, which has to be first? H has to be first. Okay, so that this Shiva is going to be sorted to first according to ascending order, default natural sorting order. Okay, in that way it is going to be arranged. Okay, now, so already before going to perform binary search, we have to arrange the elements in a sorting order so that it has been done. Now what I have to do? I have to perform searching. So now see, I want, very important, listen here. So I want to search Z in this one. So I will explain in detail about this one by drawing a small diagram here. So already it is present here. So now see. So this is the diagram here. So AKMZA is there, so that I have arranged it in a list. So already you know about these indexes 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. These are the indexes of the objects that are present in my list. So Z. So I want to search for Z. So where is Z? At index 3. So it is going to return 3. Here there is no confusion to everyone, because here the index is going to be returned back. Okay, it is correct. Now, so when I'm going to search for J, listen carefully. Here, is there any J? There is no J. Then what happens? What has to be written generally? In some cases, like in your stack class, if the element that is not present in your stack, it is going to return -1. Okay, there it is the case. But here, by using the binary search, if you are going to search any object in any of the list, you are going to get some value. So how it is going to be generated? I will show you one small example. Okay, see here. Okay, 1 minute. Okay, so now see here. If you are going to see, if you want to search J here. Okay, if you are going to see J, is it present here? No, it is not present here. If it is present, where it will be present? Tell me. So see here, A is there, K is there, M is there, Z is there, A is there. If I want to insert J, for example, where J will be inserted here according to the order? So after A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J. That means where it has to present? In the place of K, J has to be there, and this K has to be moved here, M has to move here, Z will be here, A will be here. Now I'm searching for what? J. That means if it is present, where it will be present? Okay, that means here it has to be present. That means when there is a unsuccessful search, negative values are going to be returned. So if J has to be present, it will be present here, so that it is going to return what? -2. So once again, I will take one more example. I will explain. For example, I want some S. S is not present here, so I want S. So I am searching for S. Is there any S here? No. If it is present, where it has to be present? Okay, after M. That means after M means what? Here it will be present, and here S has to be present. Z will be moved here, and A will be moved here. That means what? Here S is there. That means S value is what here? -4. That means it returns what? -4. If element is present, it is going to give you positive values. If element is not present in the list, is going to give you what? Minus values. That is, in unsuccessful search, you are going to get negative values. Okay, this is the case. Anyway, if you are unable to understand, no problem. Once again, listen the video, you can get it. So in successful search, you are going to get positive values. In unsuccessful search, you are going to get negative values. So negative values index started from -1 to so on. Okay, that means here we can consider what? These are n elements. Here 0 to n. Sorry, 0 to n-1. How many elements are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, 0 to 4. That means what? 0 to n-1 elements are there in positive side. What about here? Here 5 elements are there. Here 5 are there. That means minus n plus 1 to minus n. So it is the range. Okay. So once again, I'm going to tell the example, same example. See here, whatever the element I am going to search, which is not present here, that means in this list. For example, I will take one more example, P, for example. So where P has to be present, if already it is present in a list, where it has to be according to our order after M. That means it has to present here before Z. That means P has to present here. That means what is the negative index for that? -4. So it has to return output as what? -4. In our example, what they have given J to search. If J is present, where it has to present in this list? Here it has to present. That means what is the negative index we are having? -2. So this is the case if it is an unsuccessful search. Okay. Now, so already we know that here if you pass a comparator, what is going to be happen? If we pass comparator according to that sorting order, it is going to be arranged. Anyway, here I have arranged these elements. Okay. So in sort, first initially to search in a binary search, we have to sort. So that sorting can be any way. It may be by using default natural sorting order. It may be by using some comparator object. So I have passed some comparator object. So here what? In brackets also you can see here new comparator. Okay. So now see, I am going to search what I will already I think here we are having some diagram. So see in this diagram, let us consider these are the elements we are having. Okay. So in first case, what I am doing, L dot 10. That means in L, this is L, not 1. L, we are having some elements. In that, I am finding 10 by using some comparator object. Already in comparator object, we know how it is in descending order. So I want to search what is the element 10. Where is 10? See here in the index 2. So it is correct, no problem. It is easy to understand. Next, in the same way, if you are going to search for 13, according to the comparator, where 13 has to be present. So as it is a descending order, where it has to present 20, 15, after that 13 has to be present. That means before 13, that means here 13 has to be present. So in unsuccessful search, what it has to return? Negative value. So the value will be what? -3. So here if you see it is what? -3. So now I'm searching for what? 17. And here I didn't pass what? I didn't pass any comparator. You have to see this one. I didn't pass any comparator. So that wherever 17 has to be placed, where it has to be placed generally. Okay. Here all the, as per the up to here it is passing my comparator. So here we are not passing my comparator. So it is going to give you what? This -6 it is going to return. So before example, we have seen what? Only the elements which are going to be present in between. Okay, that is by passing this comparator I have shown -3, and if it is successful such we are going to show you 2. But here the element has to be present after the elements because it is not going to have any order. So it is going to present here in this place. So it is going to give you -6. So now see, in successful search indexes are what? 0 to n minus 1. In unsuccessful, we are going to take what? -n+1 to -1. That means what? Unsuccessful search results ranges. Okay. That's from what? -n+1 to, that means what? Here in this case, not minus, in previous example, I have told you that -n, not -1, -n. That means what? -1 to n+1. Total elements are how many? 5 are there. So minus values will be up to 6. Because reason is what? Means for in the above example, I will tell you. Here, if Z is not there, for example, here, not this example. Okay. In this example, for example, here A is there. If I want to insert B, small b, where it has to be inserted? Here. That means -6. That means here we have to consider after n value also we have to consider. So the value will be what? -1 to -n+1. So the ranges are shown here. See, the ranges are shown here. In successful 0 to n-1. Index are what? 0 to n-1 we have seen there. So here if you see, the index are from what? 1, 2, 3 are there. That means index are 0, 1, 2. 0 to n-1 in successful search. Next, if unsuccessful search, from where to where? That means from this side we are taking this side, no problem. We can take from this side also. -1, 2. Up to where? N values means what? 3. 3 plus 1 is what? 3. After 3, what is there? Minus. So 3 plus 1 is nothing but 4. We are going to keep minus. That means in unsuccessful search, the range is from -1 to -n+1. Or we can consider -n+1 to -1. Finally, the range is what? -n+1 to, that means if you are going to compare these two, -n+1 to n minus 1. No need of remembering these points. Just if you understand the concept of this one, whenever we are going to search for a unsuccessful element in the list, then we are going to get a negative values. How the negative values are going to be generated? We have seen the above examples. Now, here if you are going to see what happens, you are going to get, in successful case, we are going to get the positive range. Okay. So already in previous sessions, we have seen about reversing the elements, reverse and reverse order. Okay. Already we know about this one. Reverse means what? The list is going to be reversed. That means, let us consider here in L, we are having what? 15, 0 in this way. If I ask you to reverse, what happens? The elements are going to, that means what? 5 will first, 10 is second, 20 is third, 0 is here, 15 is here. If I ask you to print in reverse order, then what happens? It is going to give you order. That means in ascending order, it will give. That means whatever the order it is going to be arranged, it will give you what? 0, 5, 10, 15, 20. Already we have seen these examples. So with this, we have completed the concept of collections class and the methods of collections class.